Well, that's a pleasant welcome again. Today's another Friday, and we've talked sports on Intel Sports Liberia premium television platform anywhere in the country. I mean, been around relatively short period of time, but they've stung their authority so much such that we are number one. So this program comes your way Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is the last edition of the week, and obviously the third edition of the month. My name is Ben Gagwa. On this Friday, my teammate is Chris Walker, but we invited two personalities, distinct ones. So you see in the middle, we have the Pape here with us. He will introduce himself, but I wouldn't know him as the Pape. But I can introduce Chris Walker. Chris, welcome.
It's a pleasure always being on the program. First time sitting with the Pape, and it promises to be very interesting and entertaining and a learning curve for we young journalists coming out, sitting with the Pape on this kind of platform. I know it will be very, very interesting. And we hope our audience out there, our listeners, our viewers, can actually enjoy this presentation. The last of this week and the tail of this week, like you said, we are here always serving Liberians when it comes to sports. There is always an option. If you don't go to politics, you can come to sports. You don't go to sports, you can go to environmental. You can go to environmental. You go to health. So we are here on the sporting segment, and we create that platform, that avenue for you to scratch free your mind and know the latest in the world of sports: basketball, kickball, football, volleyball, table tennis, tech ball, and whatsoever. This is not only about football. And today, we have decided to bring the Pape himself to tell us about the history about sports in this country. And you hope to love this presentation.
This probably, I use the word probably, might be the best presentation with the Pape. So I don't want to break the protocol. I don't want to be disrespectful. When you wash your hands clean, you eat with a king. It is only by privilege I'm sitting on the platform with the Pape. So he can, introduce himself. Pape?
Yeah, bro. And I mean that you know where, man. You know where Gene.
You know where
Gene. You know where Gene. I don't want to put all my middle name before it be long. Just go and put Gene or go and Pape. That really respectful for me. Like Pape.
Pape.
Can you just say at least three of all of the names you know?
My name, the name, my center name.
Yeah.
And you know where the first and Bioga the second, the video called the third, or the full name Mahani.
Mahani?
Yeah.
Then how a man will have Mahani?
Oh God, you know what I mean? Then the number fifth one is Octavia.
Octavia. So how
that one? I don't want to call it. Then Koji. Yeah.
Sit down.
Then Gene. And I think Gene started from B or Gene. Yeah.
Guys, come on. Tony, the talk sports. You already love it. You would really love it.
What did I go?
I want to do that.
Yeah, sometimes I put DJ Blue, but sometimes.
DJ Blue, a big man now.
Yeah.
But you're not DJ Blue. I know DJ Blue very well.
I got his name and name too.
Oh.
I could put pen in there. You never know. Depending on the vibe.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you want to be DJ Blue?
No, I don't want to be DJ Blue.
You want to be representative?
No, I already my own representative for my constituent. Pyongro. I'm a hometown. Pyongro.
Where is Pyongro?
Oh, Pyongro in Liberia.
Which part of Liberia?
Rambasa.
Yeah. So you see the thing about it? I'm from Grand Baza.
But you never ever
Pyongro.
You never ever Pyongro.
Never.
You ever pin le mami?
I just hearing about it today.
You ever want to go pin le mami?
I just hearing about it today.
You ever go to Lisbeth? I'm a winning. But anyway, I did not sport people, so I don't have any trouble. Then you sport and program. Yeah.
So it's going to be a very good Friday. Just stress free yourself and enjoy yourself. Just watch. We're going to talk about sports and history, okay? going to go down memory lane and we unearth some of the things, how our sports got involved. I mean, how we started playing football, this one, basketball. Who are those people that would serve as the first coaches? Many people say that we are the one that invented kickball. Okay, we invented kickball, and then it started spreading a little while. Some people play in Sierra Leone and stuff like that. But we've been unable to make it a global sport so that, for example, the Olympic community can accept it. So all that, we're going to talk about it. In the second part of the program, we'll have Hassan Kone. Hassan Kone is former FIFA Bash referee. He retired early on, that's last month, I can say. He's former Liberia best referee the year before. He's been on the stage for some time. He was in the CAF B referee pools and so forth. So many years of experience. He's going to come on air. He will tell us what's next for him after he's dropped his whistle. Okay, but it's a game, a profession that he loves so much. He's been doing it for many years. We'll hear from him. Once he comes on, we're so glad to have the Pape with us. We're also going to ask him some questions as well. But we can take this break. As soon as we come back, we'll go straight into the nitty-gritty of why we are here tonight. Thank you. We are back. This is Talk Sports on Intel Sports. My name is Ben. Chris Walcott is also here with me. We have the Pape in the studio. We'll go down memory lane in sports for us. We have our very first person we interact with, our very first guest, will be former FIFA Bash referee Hassan Kone. So Hassan, if you're following, you can come on right now. Just click that link and come on. Let's put you on. I think it will be an opportunity for you to be interviewed by the Pape and the referee.
Man, I know him. I didn't again and war before to ministerial.
The last competition, the last walk.
The last and war. Yeah.
And you think he good referee?
Oh, yeah, I think he was calling Usher on the people. That means he good because he can roll, Usher. But when you finish the one, you can be travel police people and whistle stay. You let whistle been.
How important are referees in game and sports? You think, Pape?
In my own personal honest opinion.
You used to play basketball. I know you.
Good basketball.
Yeah,
Good basketball.
Yeah, the referee, if there's no referee, there's no game. There's no referee, there's no game. Because the referee, besides or implementation, okay, or the rule that guide and govern the game, the referee also reduce the level of tension. You understand me? Referee is a man who he's a mediator. He's there. He's supposed to be neutral. He's there.
He's supposed to be neutral.
He's supposed to be.
But he can be always neutral when you.
No human being is definitely 100% neutral. But referee, according to the judge, he follow the judge description, he's neutral. That's what we know. The referee, a neutral man, he carry he conduct the game. When it comes to everything, that the referee, if the referee say this, that what we go by. The referee is law and gospel. And also, he's not a diplomat.
When you say not a diplomat, what do
Why
you
is
mean?
not a diplomat? I mean that referee, that man who can say, okay, left foot on the one. You understand me? What the referee say, the referee is paramilitary. Why he say that what happened? The referee say that throw. Say that corner kick. The man offside, he offside. There's a foul. The referee say that there's a red card. Get offside, fully man. There's a yellow card and all the thing. I warn you, I give you, don't do it again. Like, same way in basketball. If the referee say you or goaltending, for example, somebody shoot a ball and you interfere with the person shot and over the rim or slap the bat ball or something, the referee say goaltending. That goaltending. You can't change the referee call unless now when you are VAR.
You think VAR needed in basketball?
They get it.
In basketball,
Yes, they got it.
They can
They can start. They got to review.
Review, yes.
They got to review. If they go on the review, if you
The
put
basket.
if the coach protests a call in basketball, unlike football VAR, is the coach that will protest the call.
To
If
deny
the
you
call
of
is protested and the coach is wrong, you are denied a timeout.
time. Oh, yeah.
So one timeout is subtracted from you. If the call is right, automatically the team will tell me how far the man go to the line, then you have ball possession. That's how it's looking. The game changing. So these are now for referee to cheat hard.
But referee used to cheat?
Yeah, my son. Huh?
You sure?
So that time you reffing again and you go cheat the way they feel be we feel blow the whistle for the game or what you blowing
You
from?
gotta be on the sideline, getting ready to give it.
Give it where?
To where you where the safety can be. Because when you're not giving, come on.
In trouble.
But those days,
Do you know a referee called Augustine Kudi who walked over the water in Nicutan?
what from fear? You were scared. What
He cut out the game and he walked over the water in Nicutan. D12 feet, he was
And
gone.
people were protesting. I know the protesters were scary. Men do Jesus great thing. And remember they had a referee back in the day in Liberia by the name of Mark Domo. Mark Ware Domo. I think he's dead now, and I'm mistaken. People actually Mark Domo. Mark Domo always he's always red with a side piece. You don't see it, but he had it all the time. He had a weapon. Yeah, he had a pistol. All
The
the
George
time.
Roger.
He always had it.
He ever used it before?
No. But he always had it.
Deterrent.
Yeah. You know Magule Domo. You get it. You have Madomo, you have Saki Kennedy, you have Mason Go. Those were the guys in the late 70s, 80s, and in 90s. Was that Kennedy?
Yeah, former Secretary General.
I'm on crack? No.
You cry or old cry.
Yeah. Saki Kennedy, yeah.
You had any interaction with him?
Saki Kennedy?
Yeah.
Nobody. I won't cry. I will never cry for him, but I'm crying again. He died finished. Yeah, Saki
You heard their feeling in
He got
campus.
blind all before he died.
Oh, he saw too much fire and offside and all the things. You see? He could have retired soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they will go be traveling, they will be blowing whistle. Stay.
Even a young boy, I don't know why he retired. bro.
No, but my man, sometimes, let me tell you, it better, my children, that when you don't feel the passion anymore.
You think passion?
Yeah. The passion to individually do it, to execute your passion yourself. That's what happened to some athletes that had to retire early. If you feel you can't do it no more, if it get boring for you, it better you retire. It doesn't matter about the age. It's about your commitment, your amount, your degree of loyalty to the sport or to the profession in which you are choosing.
So you want to back the statement of the former chief patron of sports George Weah, Ambassador George Weah, who said it is better you leave the field when the fans are still clapping than when they start booing you. They say, boo, go our band, boo, you spoiling our game.
Yeah, when Ben, when you reach every player, every athlete, you have what you call your pinnacle, your peak. When you get there, then you start to go back down like a gauge. You reach your full capacity. Then you start to go down, small. Your body can't make it no more like before, maybe due to injury, maybe due to age, but your mind still tell you can do it. But the mind can be tricking you sometimes. So you know you get there. I mean, you know you achieve almost everything and nothing really more to achieve. You call it a day.
This is Sports Talk. We're just looking on my monitor. I thought Hassan was on, but if he doesn't come on, we can talk the training sports in Liberia. Obviously, we can start with football. The big news in our country is that Watanga, in the 26 years existence as a club, have won the league for the second time in 3 years. That follows after their 1-0 victory over Liska, in the week that was on Wednesday. A very late goal from youngster Emmanuel Sie. That follows after Faselu looking had his effort rejected from the spot kick when his shot hit the base of the post. Nonetheless,
The base? No. It was safe, but Tommy Songo legs.
The legs. And following that, Emmanuel Sie still forced the winner for Watanga. He's only 16, 17 years old, so many have criticized his height. You know that his height is about 5'6" or 5'7". He cannot play in central position, but he defied that. And I think he scored how many goals?
He's gone 17 into the league. 17 goals so far into the league. He had an interview with our Cody Yusuf May, and we hope our technicians can work on that interview where he said, when people criticize or talk about his height, to say, you're too short, you're too small to play, it motivates him more to play. I saw that kid 6 years ago at the BYC field. At the time, I had some level of work doing with Barack, young controller. He was still struggling to kick the ball, but you could see his passion. And one thing I can say, in Liberia, we don't look at the motivation for his parents, his mother, his sister, his aunt. At every game Emmanuel Sie played, they are there motivating him. The kids in Europe, if their parents are not on the field when they are playing, it's like a suicide mission. They want to kill themselves. But we have people in Liberia, your child have that talent, and you don't want to go and see it. You don't want to motivate them. I think that keep Emmanuel Sie going and going and going. If you check his accolade he has won in this short space of time, you know that he's destined for greatness. He came to the continent. He became MVP. Top goal scorer, MVP. Probably this league, he could be MVP and high goal scorer. Wow. Because everyone on social media are saying, you are the candidate. In the absence of Emmanuel Sie, go and check the record. Not Liska, but Watanga scoring 2 goals have been very difficult for them. Go and check the record. So if he had played in the games Watanga never had him, by this time he had been like 25 or 30 goals. He had a stay or a trial in Europe. So all I'm saying, I don't know, the Pape, they come in.
I will.
He will come in.
This is very interesting.
When you have a young kid who have that passion, you as parents, in Europe, you see it. It's like this is forced that the parents go out and cheer the kid. And that is always motivating Emmanuel CA. So I think he's a great kid for the future. Every tournament he goes into, he has come out top. 2020, Marcus Solomon did a story or a post about him. He became the MVP and high goal scorer in the Alfonso Ama tournament. He went to the county meet. He became MVP and also he has gone to the Wafu tournament. He became MVP, high goal scorer.
Yeah.
So
it's
you
like
see,
Emmanuel CA MVP and high goal scorer, they are synonymous.
Yeah.
So the 17 years old, sorry for this interruption.
Let me just do one thing. No problem, Ben. Let me just tell you a brief story. They got something in left they call inherited genes, inherited traits.
Tell us.
Emmanuel CA's grandfather,
Yeah.
Victor CA Jr., played with St. Joseph Warrior Invincible 11 in the national team. He died in 1987 during the A-Nation tournament at the SKT Sports Complex that was hosted by Liberia. He died in a motor accident. Victor CA Jr. He went with the Lone Star of Brazil in 1984. Victor CA Jr., who is Emmanuel CA's grandfather, father Victor CA Sr., was a top goalkeeper for St. Joseph Warriors back in the 60s and early 70s. So, and his father also, Emmanuel CA, also played football briefly with Defense Invaders. When they revamped Defense Invaders somewhere in 2011, 12, he played briefly with Defense Invaders. So I just tell you all that.
don't go too much. Inheritance. You talk about the CAs.
Yeah.
I live in Newcastle. I know them. Vitalis CA has been MVP. His father is Victor CA.
Okay.
He played for Barak Young Controllers. He played for MPA Angles. He played for Liska FC. He played, and like you said, inheritance pays out.
Yeah.
So I have seen that in that young kid. So the puppy is well on top of.
Me, I just listening now, Bobby. I'm talking here.
The Emmanuel CA, this young man we're discussing, his grandfather, Victor CA Jr. You know what? The only reason that Victor CA Jr. did not blow to his full potential, his level cut short, and the second thing, you had a guy playing in that position. You had two players playing in the position. You had Anthony Gray and you had Mark Gibson. So playing in the central midfield role. You know, there was a lot of competition those days with the Liberia national team. But Victor CA Jr. was a class act. Emmanuel CA's grandfather, Victor CA Jr.
And what an irony. I mean, his father died, he said, in a motor accident. His grandfather
died in a motor accident somewhere right in Congo.
Okay, and his grandfather used to play on that pitch, the SKD.
Yeah.
And decades after, the grandson comes there.
Yeah.
He wins the Golden Boots.
Yeah,
he scored 2 goals in the county made final last time.
Yeah.
Top goal scorer, Golden Boots winner.
Yeah.
He scored a couple of goals there in the league. Comes back at the same stadium, win the MVP the award. Wins the top goal scorer in the world, plays under 20, wins the MVP, top goal scorer. I mean,
so this is what I'm talking about.
You think football live in that family?
The football know the family. Football know the family. Because Emmanuel have one of his cousins who is an ace footballer and basketball. He don't even know where to choose from now. He tell you old timer now called Wellington CA. And you see all of them, they look like it's an athletic family.
Sometimes people say,
and they're not tall people. They're not tall people. Trust me, they're not tall people. But the athletic ability, the athleticism has caused them to cover up for the height disadvantage. The athleticism, the ability, the sporting IQ allow them to progress.
And you know, Vitalis CA has a son playing for Ghana FC,
Otale
Otale.
Sia, yeah.
He's very good. He helped District 17 win the District League. So, like the Papa said, football love that family.
Football loving family. Football loving family.
So how far do you think that kid career can go? I mean, he's already had a trial all in Europe with Hammarby in Sweden.
In Sweden, I already there.
He came back probably to put some things together before going
After
back.
18 before he
he's in the
signed a professional
17.
contract.
Yeah.
If you look at
I know the ball when Imoro was carrying him.
now, some people, not many, some people, they can be saying that he's not 17 years old.
He's very young. His nickname is King. With that the name we call him King.
King Emmanuel C.
King. You understand me? So I tell you how I know him. I know the child. I know he's a baby. For me, he's a baby, man. I know the young man so well. There's no faking about his age or anything. I know the family very, very, very well. There's no faking about it. I remember, time flies so fast. I remember when he was graduating from kindergarten, his father, I hosted his father at my home in Cinco, yes. And we went there, Barneville Geba. Geba. That's where the parents is.
And imagine the kid has to leave school. He's in 12th grade this year. I think he's graduated or something.
Yeah, he graduating this year.
He graduated this year. He got to leave class and he comes to play. I recall the game he scored a hat trick against Liska. Was that Liska?
Heavy in level.
At the SKD. That was Liska.
Liska,
yeah. He came in his uniform. The motorbike just dropping and he was like running to go pick up his jersey in the dressing room. And the kid came out in 19 minutes. He scored 3 times.
Jehovah Geba from Barneville Geba. Ain't he looking at it? Just to show you. It's in the family.
And some people say they've been 27 years.
Never ever.
24
Never ever. The sister that you see carry with him all the time, she's not 27. She's 5 and 27. So how can he be 27?
So you see? About a Liberian mentality.
Yeah. Nobody can be young and do things.
Yeah.
We believe that success is for old people.
Yeah.
And we did wrong. And that happens in every sector of the Liberian society. With entrepreneurs, with other professionals, doctors, lawyers, athletes. It happens all the time. But that's wrong.
Okay, so Ben,
I
talk about football.
Yeah.
There's this trending issue before we can take Hassan Cornet, FIFA Bash referee, I think 2 or 3 times best referee in Liberia after Jerry Yeked and the legs of Josh Roger. There's this great news in Liberian sports.
Yeah.
I usually train. You see me? I'm fitter than the Pape.
Yeah, I'm fitter than you.
He's able to put in more.
I'm fitter than you. Trust me.
You see my muscle?
If you saw me back, you would have realized that.
At the time, you are done.
Yeah. But I got no reason to be in all the thing.
So,
But the petrol there,
know.
Philip Brown, hell no. What are you talking? How Philip Brown play more than me? Philip even practice? Let Philip leave me. Oh, yeah, but I want to talk about you. I don't want you.
So, I was about to talk about Thomas Seaton, a Liberian middleweight
Okay.
in body weight.
Yeah, weightlifting.
Weightlifting. The strongman competition has been trying to push Liberian athlete at that level, and he just participated in the strongman competition in Dubai. He returned to the country yesterday. I'm told tomorrow he will be given a key to Finsbury City. And I think it's a good thing for Liberia having such a guy. There you have him, Thomas Seaton. And you can see
From me, they got me. I'm a very guy. Thomas, when you finish, can be my very guy.
I mean, get
So to
money.
have
You get money to pay them.
I mean, I'm a very guy. I just be picking for.
So,
Yeah. So now you speed on me so much.
So that nigga be a senior bodyguard. Yeah, me crazy a senior bodyguard.
I don't want to.
Craig will challenge me all over fitness. Craig will leave me right there, run away.
So my thing is, there are sports in Liberia, And I think the people will have to talk about that. We talk about football more, basketball, but there are other individual sports that can raise the flair of Liberia. Thomas just returned from Dubai.
Okay.
The legs of No Fear returned from the USA. He participated in the annual Sasha Strongman competition. Yeah. Tennis, the legs of Alitis and whatsoever. I think as a government, as a people, Papi, what do you think about us? If football has failed us, do we find a way to find a place that can keep us? Our guys with one leg. Someone said we need to cut Sparta, let's go play for the.
Yeah.
But they have given up power. They won the African competition.
Let me just say something here, my children. Mm-hmm. The government, clubs, individuals with administrative responsibilities, limiting my topic now to sports, for example, right? You have a minister of sports. Then within the Ministry of Sports, you have different federations, associations, you understand me, or personifying these different sports, okay? Watering down to these sports like LFA. You have LFA, you have the Liberia Football Association, you have the Liberia Basketball, formerly the Liberia Basketball Federation has changed down to the Liberia Basketball Association. Then you got something for boxers, right? Mm-hmm. Now, yeah, okay, now I'll call my thing like this. You don't carry run. So you have all these tentacles or sports federation associations, right? The government through the legislature and the Senate, the legislature and the Ministry of Finance and Central Bank or whatever, should allot in the national budget funds that would be enough to sustain the viability of these or different sporting tentacles that make the Ministry of Youth and Sports. If you hear the budget for football, our major sport, mm-hmm. you will feel bad. Looking at what football is today on a national team level, you will feel bad. It is discouraging for even the talents that want to exhibit what they have to represent the colors of the national team. The same goes with basketball. Basketball even less.
Way less.
They talk about table tennis, lawn tennis, or kickball, or handball,
cricket,
volleyball. Forget about cricket. Cricket, but football and that no cricket. You understand me? Now, my children, let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. The reason that we even saw football elevate one step more than what it used to be in the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s was because the president at the time, the head of state, Samuel Doe, the late, loved football. You understand me? But basketball was still down. Mm-hmm. So the president said, okay, I choose football because that's the sport I like. I practice football for my fitness as an old timer of football. And so the president sent the Lone Star to Brazil. They sent the Lone Star to Brazil, almost 40 players to Brazil. At one time, Liberia came 12 in Africa. Mm-hmm. At one time, the highest Liberia ever been, 12 in Africa. That was somewhere back in the 80s. They were somewhere right after the Eight Nations tournament in 1987, when Lone Star was trying to qualify to go to Italy in 90.
1990.
When Italy was hosting the World Cup in 1990, Liberia trying to go there. So by 1988, in our first qualifying Guinea-Paul group was against Ghana.
Okay.
Was against Ghana. We drew in Accra at Wellington Stadium. We drew 0-0, and then we won it here 2-0. George Weah and James Diba. Then we got into the group stage where we had Liberia, Egypt, Malawi, and Kenya. You understand me? We got into that group stage. We beat Malawi. We beat Malawi. We beat Malawi in Monrovia. We drew in Blantyre. We beat Egypt in Monrovia. We lost 1-0. We beat Egypt here 1-0. We lost 1-0 in Cairo. We drew with Harambee Stars, Kenya here. We drew Harambee Stars here in Monrovia, and we lost 1-0 in Nairobi. And so that was, but then the group was in a way that Liberia only did not qualify by 1 point. Was short of a point going to Italia 90.
And that was the Egypt team that qualified for another zone. They went to Italia 90.
They never lost. They drew everything. They drew it again.
Okay. We will continue this discussion. We have to take this quick break. When we return, we continue with the Pape. He tells us more about Liberian football, how the Lone Star came to be, what was the first name of our national team, the first game we won, and whatsoever. So we are taking this break. When we return, we continue with the Pape, and we hope that Hassan Conan can come on as we bid him farewell as a FIFA Bash referee. So, welcome back to the program, Sports Talk on NTL Sports, Liberia's #1 sport platform. And you can find us on YouTube, on SATCOM, and on Facebook and our website. Today, we have with us the Pape Ginaware, and he's here giving us the history city.
James, Cody. So
No, I know all that one. I pick you.
No,
I don't want to put myself.
Ben won't be politician.
No, I
Big JJ Poli man, Ben here.
Pachi. Yeah. Pachi.
Yeah.
Liberian football.
Yeah.
How we started with football. We'll go to kickball.
Okay.
We'll go to basketball.
Okay.
You play basketball. I don't know. Someone told me it was like 3 years you started shooting basket. But how we started with football, our major sports in Liberia.
Okay. Well, football or what organized football. Organized football, where you have organized league, everything. It happened in the year 1936. 1936, but then Edwin Barclay was president of Liberia. And a man called John Howard. John Howard went to school in England. Yeah, went to school in England. John Howard but he organized football in Liberia. But then you had the first 2 organized teams in Liberia were called Ironside. Yes. And the other team was called Olympics.
Ironside.
Ironside. Ironside. Ironside. And the second team was called Olympics. The third team that was formed in Liberia was called Bame.
Yeah.
Bame.
The great Batman.
The great Bame that you know today. The young people are so young people heard about Bame, but they never saw Bame. That when Bame then came into existence. Then it went on for a long time. Then they have another team called Jet. Then you have another team called Youth Leaders.
What year are we talking about now?
I'm talking about between 1942-43. Between 1939 to 42-43.
So when we're fighting the war, was still World War II.
Before World War II? You were there saying I enjoy chilling in America coming protecting you and Germany if it's out there, you know, bomb you. I don't feel on the construction. The time I'm talking about. They not, but you know, United States joined the war in 41. So it was after 1941. The United States joined the war in 1941 December. To be specific, December 7. So by 1942, Liberia joined the Allied powers with America because the Allied forces were Germany. Allied forces were Britain, United States. United States. It was Britain, United States, France. Yeah, they were the Allied power, the Allied forces.
The Axis were
Germany, Japan, Italy. They were the main people in the Axis power. Okay, so that when Liberia joined, the Liberia over there, so Liberia fighting so America said, "Bomb it, yeah, that's true, bomb it." So they played football here. They were born in 1936.
Wow.
Who was the first president?
Was the first LFA was John Howard. Oh, next they met Britain, Diaglic, they met
all other things. They won't be there.
So when they formed the LFA, so they decided to organize the league now, but there was no first division, second division, or that they had a league in Monrovia, where you have Ironside, you have Bame, you have Olympics, you have Jet, you have Youth Leaders. Then later on, by the mid 40s, early 50s, then you have Pepper Boy. Then you have Amehwe. R.E. and Baru today. Pepper Boy, R.E.
died before it happened.
Died first. Pepper Boy is what you call Invincible 11 today. Invincible 11 Majestic Sport Association. It was formed, yes.
That's the Congo team.
Invincible 11 was formed right on CWA campus. By a man called Joe Richards. Joseph Richards, who became one of the best architectural engineers that we ever had. That team came from CWA. And the owner of that team, the head sponsor of that team, was a man who was a founding member of LAMCO, a man by the name of Albert Schuker.
You're living at that time?
A Swiss American man.
Is it Papi? Is it Levi? So I didn't know.
Speaking. These are you know we're speaking. You are living on a kid right in Lincoln, but ain't never Lincoln. So we're talking living. So you understand my son, Craig?
Yeah.
You had these things, okay? So Pepper Boy, we later on became Invincible 11, were formed right on CWA campus. Madam Erin Johnson said he knew about the founding of Pepper Boy. And she knew about how he went to
be president of
Invincible 11. The sponsor, the financial, was a man called Albert Schuker, a Swiss American man. He was the controller for LAMCO joint venture. Okay, then you have the team that we call Amehwe, that later on turned to Mighty Barrow, was owned by the butler of President William V.S. Tubman, a man called Jimmy Barrow.
You're going to put your crew together.
Jimmy Barrow, I met who many presidents is wear the crew there. President Wade, wear his shoe, the President Wade. Put it on, wear in your pocket today. The President put it there. Do the one. All personal effect on the person. Wear the watch, wear the other thing today. Don't wear jewelry. Okay, wear short dresses. A man called Jimmy Barrow, yeah, Jimmy Barrow. Jimmy Barrow said, okay, Amewe, I'm taking Amewe. So he told Amewe, then he started getting some good player. Then he made Amewe a feeder team.
Okay.
As you can say, okay, this team will be called Invincible 11. He and Joe Richards now. Because Joe Richards' son, Mabu, was a very good player.
Mabu Richards?
Yeah.
He's still living.
Still living in Firestone.
Yeah.
Over when I'm talking, he did Fulisi. Mabu Richards played for Invincible 11. Mabu Richards played with IE with people like Vanny Dempster, Sam Burnett, all of them played with IE. Then Mabu Richards coached IE even in the OAU tournament in 1979. IE won the OAU tournament in 1979. We had clubs from all over West Africa playing here. Invincible 11 won it. So that's the beginning of organized football. John Howard started LFA, and then these teams came out. Ironside, but then Ironside was the first winner of the Liberian League.
One of the first league.
1937. If I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected, but it should be 1937.
When as a country we organized
the national team. You're talking about around the same 1937, 38.
Who are our first coach?
A man called Franco Roberts.
Liberian?
Liberian. And your first captain was a guy called McDonald Akolasi. Yes. McDonald Akolasi. And the first head coach was a man called Franco Roberts.
So our first game we'll play. How did it go? Who did we play?
Your first international you lost. We went in 1954 in Abidjan. With Liberian lost to
after 1936.
Yeah, the first international. There were how many independent countries are in Africa?
Only Liberia independent with Ethiopia.
Yeah, Ethiopia then Ethiopia, Dabiro, Dao, Morocco, Egypt. Yeah, pretty much that all. And the boy, I'm willing to play all the day. The boy,
they play 3% football.
Four combinations. Sudan, so Sudan then were getting, but so Liberia first game was against Cote d'Ivoire in 1954 in Abidjan. We lost 2-0 in Abidjan. Yeah, but and that's how the Lone Star started. Now the Lone Star, when the Liberian national team was formed. They were not called Lone Star.
How was it
They
called?
were called the Probables. Probables. Like they Probables. Then they go on, they change it to the City team.
The nickname now.
City team. The Liberian national team, we got the City team. Because they people only look at Monrovia. Things were not very decentralized. So they call the City team. After that, then they changed it, then they formed the Lone Star of Liberia.
So the first league that was hosted by the LFA.
Yeah.
How many teams participated?
4.
Name there?
Olympics, Ironside, Bame, and Jet.
Who won the first league?
Ironside won the first Liberian League. Ironside. I think got Ironside in 1937. Ironside. I had a photograph, I lost it. He had me. I had a photograph Ironside team. I lost it.
How you lost it?
Oh, you know that brother, you movement. So
after how the boy bring your football now?
the fee or play on massive fee. You see where where they have Destiny.
Destiny Club.
Yeah, Orange. Destiny, Orange. That will be there. That was massive fee. Where you driving to when they went to Indiana, is it there, bro?
I want to web you by you.
And then they moved to where we call today Antoinette Thomas Stadium. But then it was the national field. But it was not ATS. It was not ATS. President William V.S. Thompson in 1955. When he was inaugurated for his second term, by then he had just gotten married to the niece of former president.
Prophet Boy.
No, former
sorry.
president Edwin Barclay, the president's niece, who was Antoinette Padmore, and then she married to Tubman. So he named the stadium was named. Tubman was a dictator. Now I don't want to go into that, but
We're talking sport.
So Tubman named the stadium after his new wife. He had just left a woman by the name of Aminta Dent. They are divorced. Leader one. Tubman married 3 times. Leader one then
Media morning.
He married.
But the woman used to let football, Antoinette?
Well,
The name was still after. She never went there to watch games.
She watched a few games. There. And the opening game was between Invincible 11 and Jets. Invincible 11 won that. Yeah, Invincible 11 won Jets. And that day the president carried a whole lot of international guests. Ambassadors, over 15 to 20 ambassadors were there, yeah. Because that when they had a 1 week fair. They had a 1 week fair where they had the floats, everything, where they had the national fair, where all the counties were bringing the produce from the crops from market. In Liberia, it was a big integration process because that when he established a unification policy, okay, and gave women suffrage the right to vote and all of this. So those were games that climaxed the
whole celebration.
Yeah.
So you talk about the counties. It brings me to the point of our national conference.
Yeah.
April 14th, beginning of 2014, 2023, 2024.
Yeah.
When we started this whole county meet issue in Liberia.
The county meet, I cannot remember the specific year, but right after 1964. It was after 64. Tubman's last inauguration was 64. Rather than they decided to establish the national county meet. Okay, but then Liberia had 9 counties. But the way they do the county meet now was not the way I know it, or not the way that it was formulated to be. The county meet was a tournament that was held in Monrovia. It wasn't decentralized. They were not playing games in the different countries and then they bring the knock or the playoff to Monrovia. No, it was not like that. Every county would be subsidized. They would present a budget. The government will give you a subsidy through your superintendent. And then your superintendent will use that money and whatever monies that were collected, in the support of the county team, and those money will be put together. That county team will be formed, and that team will come to Monrovia by the 3rd week of December. Because the county meet used to play mainly, the county meet always was played from January to mid-February.
What was the intent of the county meeting?
The intent of the county meeting, it had multiple purposes. One was for the unification and integration of the variety of tribes, of ethnic groups in Liberia. It was to unite everybody because football forms a common ground. So that was one. That was one. 2, the county was a tournament that was established mainly to spot players for the national team. But the spotting process was not just you spot the player in the country team and come straight to the national team. Those players would sign top level clubs like Maribaro, Invincible 11, St. Joseph Warriors, Cedar United, or Youth Leaders, or St. Joseph Warriors, like I said before, Batman, or that was long before LPR Oilers. You understand? That was long before MPA Encores and all the people. That you would sign a team, the Jet. You understand me? And then I'm talking about after 64. I'm talking about between 65 to 1970, 1971. Okay? But then the county schedule remained that way. The teams come to town by the second end of the second week or third week in December, and they get their hotels booked and everything. You understand me? And those clubs and those teams sit, and then the tournament starts right after New Year.
But the players used to come from Monrovia, majority of them.
And you want to bring I know Grand Baza never took players from Monrovia. And you were entitled those days, the rule was 3 first division players. 3 first division players could play for every county. Okay, so that why you have to kind of like infuse experience into the continent. So that but Grand Bassa, Nimba, they always brought a team from Bassa and Nimba. Even Bon, Maryland also always brought a team from Maryland.
So which county was the first to win the county meet?
Sorry, I don't want to lie to you, I don't remember.
We need to get it.
Nima won it 3 in a row with a know about 77, 78, 79. That I know. But who won it first? I don't know.
Okay, Papi,
I don't remember.
We can't spend all the time on counting me, right?
Yes, we go for
let's go back to the national team. Our first game we lost by 1-2 goals to 0.
Yeah.
So which game was our biggest win and our biggest loss?
Liberia, let me start with the win. The biggest win was the win in Djibouti. We got recently.
5-0.
No, they won the Georgia 11-1. There were more. I think 7-0. It was 7-0. That's your biggest win. Okay. That's not your biggest win. The 7-0 thrashing of Djibouti. I think it was in Djibouti.
Yeah, it was in Djibouti.
Yeah.
But when I tried Djibouti,
we got a girlfriend. Then Liberia's biggest loss was on the 6th of April 1975.
Tomorrow's
anniversary of Liberia's biggest loss. Tomorrow's anniversary of one of Liberia's biggest saga.
To who lost them?
Ghana. We lost to Ghana in Accra. We lost to Ghana 6-0. And the captain of that team was Solomon Sippy. He was also the captain of the team of the 1979, 4 years later, that won the Six Nations Cup. That was in that tournament in the finals against Gambia. It was the last game that Nyenatu Appion Brown, if you ever Santo Maria.
I saw him. Nyenatu
Brown.
But then they say that's his real name.
Yeah,
he's a Santo Maria.
Because he had a stint. He had a stint in France.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he had a stint in France.
For Rennes or something.
For Rennes, Rennes or Le Mans, one of them. Yeah.
I saw him
at
the former LFA headquarters on Benson Street sometime in 2011, 2012. Okay. I saw him. Yeah. He used to be very tall.
Yeah, tall guy.
He told me he married, he's in France.
Yeah, live in France. He been in France. Yeah.
So, football, we have had enough. Other sports, so basketball. You played basketball.
Yeah, okay.
What kind of basketball do you know about?
Basketball started becoming organized by the YMCA. Okay? Basketball started becoming organized by the YMCA.
Young Men Christian Association.
Yes, and then
in which year?
Between 1961 and 1962. Organized basketball came about in 1965 when the Liberia Basketball Association was established, and they had and then they rented the property that you call Sports Commission.
They been playing basketball with us in that?
Yes.
They been renting it?
Yes, there were 2 venues.
It's not for the government now.
It's not for the government. They had 2 venues that they played. That was the Sports Commission, and that was the American Cooperative School Gymnasium on the old road that you call on the old road there that they call American International School now, AISM. It was ACS at the time, the American Cooperative School. Mm-hmm. So they used the 2 facilities. I remember there was a big international game in 1983 between Liberia and Nigeria when Liberia beat Nigeria at that facility, the ACS. And basketball, go back, Liberia reached far.
In basketball?
Yes.
In Africa or the world?
In the world. Liberia, in 1972, Liberia represented at the Olympics in Mexico. The Summer Olympics in Mexico, and Liberia came 3rd. Liberia won the bronze medal in 1972. So you have players like Black Isai. Okay, you have players like Matthias Nimle. You know, all the guys they played then back then, or Jim McCready, or Jerome Pelham, all the guys they played.
At that time, was it professional basketball or all the guys were playing here in Liberia?
They play here. Everybody play here. That's how talented Liberians are. That's how talented we are, my son. Blackie Sai, Jim McCready, who is undoubtedly
The best
basketball
ever.
Yeah, Jim McCready. You have people like Caesar Hall, Jerome Pelham, Bob Cover. You have people like Jonathan Cummings, Danny Gold, Robert Walker.
Papi Will.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
what are you know playing?
I came in Little.
Okay.
With Marco Wallo.
About the
You
70s.
play along with Marco Wallo.
Marco Wallo got Junior Berry before that.
I saw Marco Wallo.
Before Marco Wallo. When
I saw Marco Wallo.
I was finished. When Spider was finishing, let's not go to Spider part. We're talking about the beginning of basketball and how it progressed up to the wall. You understand me? You have people like Caesar Hall. You have people like you have players like Olu Blay. Yeah, Musa Kone, Henry Maolo, Colin Zeze. You understand me? Jesse Harmon, Musa Kone. Okay. Young at the time, by 97, by 80, Musa Kone. No, the politician now. You understand me? So you have Benona Yuri.
You play good basketball.
Benona play Euro Kings.
So I
Benona
say,
Yuri.
so why he play at that level with
Yeah,
all of the
Cleveland
money,
Yuri.
with all of what he has, and he's not investing into basketball.
Because what do you invest in and you don't gain? Let me tell you something. Just to your point. You know why many Liberian people are scared to invest into sports? Because they get nothing back. Samuel N. Burnett is an example, and I will tell you why.
I saw him.
Sam Burnett
SB.
played for the Liberian national team. Before the national team, he played for Majestics. He played for Pepper Bird. When they turned to Invincible, Denver Majestic, he was there. When he went to Invincible 11, he was there. He played Liberian national team. He played alongside Wani Boto. He played against our
Does Wani Boto really exist?
existed a perfect human being. I will tell you. Let me come back. He played along with Wani Boto. He played along with Masa Senior. He played along with David Mumu. He played along with Bubba Gay. He played along with Charles Woodford. He ever Bay Ray. He was a doctor. He just died recently. Dr. Charles Woodford died in Charlotte, North Carolina recently. Bay Ray.
So the Bay Ray I know in Liberty Town is not the Bay Ray.
No, the original Bay Ray is called Charles Woodford. I want you to look for the photo of the Liberian national team that beat Gambia in 1964.
What is number he used to wear?
I don't remember. I remember Boto won number 10. Then when he played along with Sam Brenner, played along with Vanny Dempster, former director of police, that was killed in 1980. He played along with the two Sacco brothers, Jordan Garrison Sacco. He played along with Bubba Gay, who they just buried recently. He played along with so many top players. I'm talking about these were players that came before the Arbor now, before the Sagba Myers, before the Anthony Gray, before the what you call the ball, or Solomon Sipley. You understand me? Before those guys, before Augustus Brooks. You ever heard of Augustus Brooks?
No.
Before Jericho.
You saw Jericho play?
Now I will get to Jericho. I got 30 I will get to. Baba the Wizard, yes.
Papa the Wiz.
How good was he?
If you take George Weah out of the picture, the most skillful player to ever grace this country was Frank Nangwe, Jericho. Skill.
What about
Skill.
Wani Boto?
Wani Boto has skill, he has speed, he had everything, but he wasn't a scorer. Jericho did all that. But Boto was before Jericho. Wani Boto died in 1967. Yes.
What's the story about Wani Boto's death? There are people who says he was in the hospital, Barrow is playing, or Liberia is playing, and he's like listening to the radio. He comes from his sick bay and come on, he's cold, he go back and he died. What's the story?
It sounds like a myth to me.
What's the story?
This is the story.
And I will believe your story today for you.
And you will hear it from somebody else, and then you will believe it. Waniboto was involved in a collision in the Veric air. There's an airline called Veric. There was an airline coming to Liberia called Veric, V-I-R-I-G. It's a Belgian airline. And they had a tournament in collaboration with British Caledonia Airways. The two airlines joined to have a tournament. There was a 4-nation tournament with Liberia, Sierra Leone, Gambia, and Guinea. And so the game against the Gambia, Waniboto collided with a defender and suffered a broken rib. Waniboto, that was in the first game. He had scored in that game prior to the injury. Waniboto died the day after the game from wounds sustained. He is not knowing one of his ribs, the broken rib, punctured his left lung. And that's how Waniboto died. Waniboto did not die on the field of play. Waniboto did not run away from Cali Hospital. He died in Joseph Cali Hospital. Yes. But he did not run away from the Cali Hospital. Waniboto suffered from an injury after the final game. He didn't play the final game, he played the opening game. But the day after the finals was played, I think Guinea took that tournament. And he suffered a punctured lung from the injury sustained in the first game against the Gambia. And that's how Waniboto died. Yes.
And what year are we talking about?
1967.
Wow.
Do we have families of Waniboto still living in Liberia that we can go to?
I do not know any family. You see, the thing that happened was, in Ghana in the early 1960s, the Ghanaians, when they started to deport foreigners. You understand me? African foreigners, West Africans, they deported a lot of Nigerians. They deported a lot of Liberians from Ghana. And Waniboto was amongst those that they deported. His family, his mother and him came to Liberia. Small family. You understand me? And his mother was crew. He was Ghana crew. Wanibo that one name, told another name. Both parents they had Ghanaian connection. But they were deported. They were from Southtown, where you call Grand Crew. They were deported. And the people came on ship. And when he came, Jimmy Barrow saw him. Somebody told Jimmy Barrow about him. And that's how Boto played for Barrow. And then subsequently the national team, the Lone Star. Yeah. If George Weah had not come into being, he would have been the greatest ever.
So we talk about him.
In that same time, that's when Massa Senior came also from the Gambia and was naturalized and played with Barrow also.
So he was not a Liberian.
No, he was Gambian. He came
What's
from Gambia.
what's the thing about Liberian or Liberia naturalizing, residing at some point in time, and they push our national team at certain level?
When the Lone Star went to Brazil in 1984, but then it was the late John Plaibe was the Minister of Sports in Liberia. That time was Minister of Labor, Youth and Sports. And John Bear was the Minister of Sports, and he took the team, they don't start team of 40 to 50 players to Brazil. And then the president, I told you the president loved football. So the president said, but if they got Brazilians who willing to, talented Brazilians are willing to incorporate and naturalize with the Liberian national team, then so be it. Because they got people in Brazil who play football with their teeth and then get wrapped because they don't have the connection, they don't have the contact. And so that's how they brought in 6 Brazilians. 6. They brought Carlos dos Nascimento. They brought Sergio Ruiz. They brought Luis de Almeida. They brought Santos Hector. They brought in another guy called Philo Dorassi. And they brought in another guy we only knew as Sergio. Sergio was a goalkeeper.
So I want keeper.
Yeah, Sergio. He was a goalkeeper. But
He's a two goal.
Yeah, he did. But he never mind any serious game. He played one game against Sierra Leone and we lost. But you cannot blame a goalkeeper when the defense is not playing well too. Yeah, but the right back, the left back, and the striker, they stayed very long. Yeah, Luis Almeida played on the right side, Philo Dorasi played on the left side, and the late Carlos dos Nascimento played at the front.
So all the players, they go back Brazil or the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
Liberia?
Nascimento died in Brazil. The war. Those guys played by the brother in the war.
Wow.
So prior to 1990, like around 88, 89, Dorasi was sharing the left back position with Simon Mata. Almeida Luis Almeida, who was in the right side, was sharing the position with Mighty Barroso or Alexander Theo. So if Alex Theo didn't play, Luis Almeida would play. If Luis Almeida played, Theo would play.
So they did not have a child or a root.
No,
they would come back like
No, they never had any children. They lived in the president had 3 apartments for the guys in Matadi. When they came first, they were at Dukov. They had a hotel in Dukov. Then the president moved into Matadi. They never even played for any local club.
Oh, they're there when we stop in the country try to play.
Yeah, they were.
1 hour.
But then the national team were practicing on a weekly basis. So the guys were fit on a weekly basis. So guys in Liberia were playing friendlies. There were a lot of friendly matches. This time we were waiting for how to go the team.
International winner.
International winner of Open.
I think you'll be your own winner.
And then Brazil, and that go. Then twice you.
So let's look at our sports.
Kickball.
We are almost running out of time.
Yeah, we're
already.
running out of time.
Okay,
How
kickball.
kickball came to be.
This is a very interesting question. There was a nun in the late 50s at the St. Teresa's Convent.
The high school.
Plantation there, the high school. American woman. And she was trying to introduce baseball. You know, the one they hit with a stick.
Oh, drop the racket and you run.
Yeah, and you run. And this sister could not get the Liberian children, the girls, because she wanted it for girls. The convents are all girls' school.
All girls'
and
school.
she was a nun at the convent. So she was trying to introduce female baseball, but the Liberian girls were not picking up. You understand me? They were not picking up. They did not have a vibe. They were not vibing with it. They didn't have a passion for it. So she decided that, okay, smart woman. She said, then we would the similar rules. And you look at baseball and kickball, the rules are very similar. You got rounds in kickball. In baseball, you got what you call innings. Okay? But it's the same diamond. The pitcher goes up there on the mound. The pitcher pitches the ball. So they started playing football. They use a soccer ball and they will roll the ball and they will kick and they will do the same thing on the diamond like a baseball is played. And so kickball is a Liberian pastime. Liberia invented kickball. The only sport they invented.
But why is that not yet acceptable or accepted also?
It is up to our authorities to vie and campaign for such sport because it's a beautiful sport. Yeah. So it's like with our sporting authorities to talk to their counterparts and say, let's do this. Because once the sport is practiced in Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Sierra Leone, all the countries in the sub-region, tournaments start to get played, start to get divided into divisions and all that. Before you know it, kickball will blast.
But so we never really had a formal kickball league after that was introduced.
No, there's never been. Besides, the only formal league, the farthest they are gone is with schools.
Okay. We have a league now. So when
you have a league now?
Yeah, you have a league association.
A kickball association.
Yeah, but before at that time there was no formal league.
No. Only the ISA, the inter-school, and ISA, prior to the war, ISA was all over Liberia. Yeah, ISA was all over. Vaso, Sino, Kidman, Bombi, Nimba, everywhere.
And you're talking about all over. They used to be having this up-country basketball.
Now the up-country tournament was always hosted in central Liberia, in Bon County, where you have the Banga United Methodist Mission, Ganta United Methodist Mission, and Nimba would come. You have LTI, the Lutheran Training Institute, would come. You understand me? Carroll High School
Carroll
will
Boulder
go
was-
there, or Beaufair will go there, or Bongtown from Bonman will go there, Zawiata will go there. Then those are upcountry teams. Or Vonjema Multilateral, Zwedru Multilateral. You know, all the schools will come. Then they will invite schools from Monrovia, schools from Grand Bassa. But that tournament, the upcountry tournament, was hosted in Central Liberia. And for
So what's the essence? What's the essence?
the same unification, scouting talents. Because look, talent was scouted from schools those days. If you didn't go to school, you play behind the huddle, you can play like Kim Pele, nobody know you. You have to be in a school. And you have to be in a recognizable school, like they do in the US. You know, you can play basketball with your ear. So long you know you're not in a Ivy League school. You cannot play in the NBA easily. It's political. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, it's been a nice discussion, and we just thought we stepped a fraction beyond the time, and so gotta appeal to the Papa because Papa that be man. You
Yeah.
can call him man. Is it 8:30?
You see the back?
Then the Papa be here until now.
Oh,
We just been here for 1 hour, 30 minutes. But you know that gotta extend it now. He probably gonna go 9 o'clock.
yeah.
So so at that point in time, he said, so what are some of the players that were scouted? Basketball, that we're gonna
high
do
school basketball.
Yeah.
Okay, you talk about man like Matthias Nime. I always call that name. One of the best shooters.
Which school he came from?
LTR,
In which country?
Lofa.
We in
Matthias
Lopas.
Nime.
Matthias Nime came.
With the road situation?
The road was not, it was gravel, but it was not bad. It was accessible. You understand me? You had Matthias, you had Danny Bo coming from Banga. You understand me? You had a lot of players. They can't come to my head now, but there were many
Yes,
players, and they were very sound people. Like a guy that Danny Go, Danny had a degree, a master's degree in chemistry.
Wow.
Yeah. Matthias had a BSc in something, I think economics or something like that. But there was so many players. Another guy called Musa B. Good guy, good player too from Banga Methodist. You know, and the upcoming tournament also had football.
Or football.
Yeah, that way you saw Sekou, that way you have a Sekou Jina. That way that Sekou Jina came from. Experience Sekou Kane, all the guys. Yeah, Pele Opong, all the guys. Yeah, they play in that tournament.
So let's talk about the great Josh Weah, former head of state,
Yeah.
coming to the
I would love to
fray,
talk about it.
coming to the fray, Liberian football,
Yeah.
linking. He went to Madi Barrow, couldn't make it with Madi Barrow, found his way to Invincible 11. Tell us, what do you know of Madi Barrow that we don't know? Those out there don't know about Josh Weah, not Madi Barrow, but Josh Weah.
Well, George Weah came from a team called Survivors, Young Survivors.
Clarendon?
Clarendon. Survivor based across there. Clarendon, Vitan area. That's where the bulk of the players came from. And then he went to Barrow. How he went to Barrow, I cannot tell you. But I can tell you what happened at Barrow. When George Weah got to Barrow, the position George Weah played at right attacking midfield, like in the 4-4-2 or number 7 position, you had a whole lot of competition there. You had people like you had Patrick Sarr, you had Prosper Tandy, you had Ben Sidi. Those were players that could play over there easily, and at the time better and stronger, more physical than him. So Barrow at the time, the coaching staff at the time saw George Weah as a future prospect. Like, we will just keep you, your little trophy, we'll keep you here, and maybe later on something good will come out of you. And then Samuel N. Burnett, at the time, who was president of Invincible 11 and managing director of LEC, has spotted Weah a few times and decided to go for the lad. And he went for George Weah. At the time, Invincible 11 had a coach by the name of Manny Peters.
The
late Manny Peters played for the Liberia national team.
coach the national team.
Coach and played for Liberia.
He used to live in Newcastle Town.
Yeah, Manny Peters.
Where he used to live in Newcastle.
And Manny Peters took George Weah. Opong. But then Manu Peter's tenure in Invincible 11 was short-lived, and then Invincible 11 brought a foreign coach by the name of Mohamed Fernando Sitoli. It was Sitoli that groomed Weah. Sitoli did three things. He groomed Weah. Psychologically, he impacted Weah. You understand me? He gave Weah all the psychological strength that he needed, making him understand that yeah, you can do it. You can be the best here. You will play here no matter what. I will give you the playing time. You will play. But then George Weah was on Invincible 11 team that was star-studded. Oh yeah, you have Ben Motte, you have Ishon Smith, some Miles with them believing that Emmett Trinity. You had I team that was lagging low. You understand me? Star-studded. Yeah. George Weah right into Sitoli's system. But then when the
Playing as a winger.
play as a winger. He had to break up play number 9. Hajo Weah will go there. Jonathan Sobe there. Play number 10. Hajo Weah Ezekiel do play on the left side. You understand me? So John Weah had to start from the right side.
Senator now, Jonathan
Sobe, yes.
So he was greater than George Weah on the
I
Lagos
don't want
side.
to say greater. He became.
He was a senior player.
Came onto the fray. Came into
He
the
was
fray.
senior than George Weah.
Yeah, he came to the fray. Yeah, and the crowd, they are seeing it, but he was top level. You had Tony Braswell. You had Jonathan Sogwe. Then they brought the Guinean or Mukhtar Silla. Then they had the defense, another Guinean, Mohamed Uriba. You understand me? So Invincible 11 was another team that you would get play with.
So which country Sitoli keep on the coach?
Sitoli was South African, but he had Brazilian roots.
Okay.
Yes. And so Sitoli,
What year are we talking about now?
we're talking about 1985. We're talking about 1985. Invincible 11 won the league that year. In 1986, there was a lad called James Deba that came into the fray too.
Miracle Man.
James Deba. Yes. So by then, people had started seeing him. You know, there was this kid, very skillful, but lazy. He was not as physical. Deba becomes highest scorer in the next season, wins the MVP. But Weah is the highlight. Everybody, you know that there are people they want to see.
So you can see the prospects in Weah.
Yeah.
He's skillful.
Yeah.
He doesn't score much goals, but he's not physical. But James Deba is a very industrial player. Goes to the very effective.
When you see something in this Weah. There's something that Sitoli is seeing in Weah that people are not really seeing. So in 1987, the LFA was celebrating their anniversary. And the LFA decided that they would bring 14 clubs from around Africa to play the top 4 clubs here. So they brought Ashanti Kotoko from Ghana. They brought Hearts of Oak from Ghana. They brought Sierra Fisheries from Sierra Leone. They brought Real Republican from Sierra Leone. They brought ASEC Mimosa from Cote d'Ivoire. They brought Africa Sport from Cote d'Ivoire, 2-2. They brought Esperance de Tunis from Tunisia. They brought Royal Armed Forces from Morocco. They brought a team called Iwayawu National from Nigeria. They brought Horoya from Guinea. They brought a team from Benin called Eglaise Eagles. They brought Eglaise from Benin. They brought Stade Malien from Mali.
Stade Malien.
Very big club.
That's
a very big club in Mali.
Yes, Stade Malien, yeah, but the brother club.
I traveled to Mali when BYC plays in
The
Mali.
brother club.
That's a very big club.
The club came to Liberia. You have Muddy Barrow, Invincible 11, St. Joseph Warriors, and LPRC Oilers. But then, okay, so like Invincible 11's first game was against Barrow. Is that the tournament for it? I played Barrow, opening the tournament.
Bring the people.
And whenever they put for other coaches that see
Yeah.
talents.
So I played Barrow. Salinsa wins Invincible 11. Barrow wins. The coach of Tonnerre Yaoundé, a coach called Philippe Ridon, a Frenchman.
Yeah, Philippe Redon.
Philippe Redon.
Philippe Ridon is still around.
Yeah.
Philippe Ridon saw Deba and wanted Deba instantly. So just before his second game, he had finished approaching Barrow's president, the late Alhaji G.V. Kruman, that he wanted Deba. Barrow's next game was against
So you really a bastard man. You call the name
I want Deba.
Deba. People can say
I
Diba,
know Deba.
but you say Deba.
So he goes to so Barrow's next game is against the Ghanaian side, Ashanti Kotoko.
Kotoko.
Invincible 11 next game is against Tonnerre Yaoundé.
Okay.
Diba, for some reason, and he's a good friend of mine, he's my brother. I never asked him why, but Diba refused to play against the Ghanaians. For some reason, Diba had a serious problem to play against the Ghanaians. George Weah played against the Cameroonians. But before the tournament, the Cameroonian team had spotted Diba. They had spotted James Deba already. So it was only to put the icing on the cake for Deba to perform here. And we have played against the Cameroonians. Invincible 11 lost 2-1 in that game, but went on to win the tournament. But George Weah was the man of the match, and later on became the man of the tournament. The Cameroonians instantly signed Weah.
Have a change of mind.
Change of mind, and they took Weah. But then, what many people don't know, Weah did not go straight to Cameroon. No,
Where he stopped.
Weah went to Cote d'Ivoire, played for Africa Sports one whole season before going to Cameroon.
Why?
It was like a loan. It was a loan deal. And then when he went to Cameroon, George Weah was on fire. He had 3 hat-tricks, I think, in 4 games. And then Arsene Wenger was on vacation in Cameroon in a serious arm-robber match between Tonnerre Yaoundé and Union Douala, the 2 arm-robbers at the time in Cameroon. Arsene Wenger went to visit Philippe Ridon. Coach go visit coach. Arsene Wenger coaching Monaco then. So we and said, no, but I wanted the ball to go with me to France. We are goes to France, and we are demolishes defenses. We are becomes a complete assassin. We are killing people. Because let me tell you something, George Weah was blessed with one thing. You know what that one thing was? The coaches always gave him his free will to play football the way he knew it. You notice that when George Weah moved to France, his excessive dribbling stopped. Weah would take on one, or the pass would go, Weah would go. He was doing it one by one, not dribbling people in line, one to go back. No. They cut down the extra effort, but he was blessed to play under coaches that believed in him and psychologically impacted. And so he went to France. I tell you the fact, George Weah went to France, what we call the Champions League today. Monaco was playing a team from Portugal called Belenenses.
Yeah, Belenenses. They stayed there.
Belenenses. And George Weah scored 2 against Belenenses. Assist coming from Argentine called Ramon Diaz. I want you to check that name, Ramon Diaz.
Then you had Glenn Hoddle.
They have Glenn Hoddle. No, Glenn Hoddle was injured.
Yeah, he was.
So we have played with Glenn Hoddle.
Hoddle.
Yeah, former England coach.
Yeah.
Glenn Hoddle.
And so the assist came from Ramon Diaz. Georgia scored a winning goal. Monaco beat Belenenses, and Monaco qualified with Belenenses. Then Weah became
Star.
the superstar.
How James Tiba left the shores of Liberia.
Deba left in 90. He left in 89 to go to Cameroon to try out with Union Douala from Edinburgh.
The same team that still wanted him.
No, Tonnerre was the club.
Oh, Tonnerre,
he
yeah,
went to Union Douala. He was successful. So Deba was in a transitional period of leaving Barrow to go to Union Douala when the war started here. So arrangements were made, and instead of going to Cameroon, staying in Cameroon, Deba moved to France and went to Monaco. Because we had stayed at Monaco was short-lived. It was only 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we have moved on to Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, replacing Jean-Pierre Papin.
Jean-Pierre Papin.
Yeah, so when we had moved to PSG, Deba remained at Monaco, and then the rest is history.
So, Deba,
Yeah,
Weah.
yeah.
Why people say, with all of what Weah has done for Liberia football, why people call Deba the most celebrated soccer
He's
star?
the greatest to ever play here. He's the greatest to ever play here.
More than Weah?
Hands down, yes. LFA have the records today. Check it. Deba is the greatest to play here. Monrovia, Liberia. Liberia's most celebrated star. Deba flowers should be given to him while he's alive. The greatest to play here. The greatest to represent Liberia outside is George Weah, hands down.
Is it Panier we're speaking?
This is, we're speaking. Like my children, all over. Deba was a killer.
What do you know about Deba opening Weah closer or Weah opening Deba closer?
That was August 22nd, Sunday, August 22nd, 1988.
Yeah.
Liberia is in the World Cup qualifier. Liberia had to win. It was a must win in Monrovia because they had drawn in Accra. So it was a must win in Monrovia for them to qualify to go to the group stage to qualify for Italia 90. And George Weah, it was his first game back home as a professional. First game back home as a professional. So Weah is a professional player coming back home, joining with Deba. And the team Liberia used that game was, I think, the best team ever assembled by the late Walter Pelham and the late Wilfred Tijani Ladler. The best team ever
So
assembled.
then you have Pee Wee Bestman.
It was Bestman in the goal. Alexander Tio playing number 2 position. Number 3 was Simon Mata. Number 4 and 5. Number 4 and 5 were Amadou Sano and Washington Blade. Number 6 was Mark Gibson. Number 7 was George Weah. Number 8 was Friday Roberts. Number 9 was Jonathan Sogbe. Number 10 was James Deba. Number 11 was Ezekiel Doe. That was the team that played against the Ghanaians. The Ghanaians had no trace.
So they have people that Opoku Ante.
But the Ghanaian team was extremely strong. That was one of Ghana's best sides. You did not Ghana World Cup that time. The Ghanaians here, playing here, they had Samuel Opoku Ente. They had Anthony Yeboah. They had
Abedi Pele.
Abedi Ayew Pele. They had the George Al-Hassan. He was playing with Zamalek at the time in Egypt. You had Mohamed Polo. Yeah, he was playing with a team in Portugal. I think Benfica or somebody in Portugal back then. You had a guy who had a name signing so like Thomas Harmon. Yeah. Then they had Nick Udate Lamte.
Yeah, Dante Lamte.
Yeah, Udate Lamte.
He's played.
They had a youngster at the time, Yao Preku. They had a very, very crack side. But the Ghanaian team, the entire team were playing abroad. Their goalkeeper, he never mind for Ghana again after that game. A guy called Mohamed Odum.
Yeah.
Why?
Odum. The goal they scored.
The goal that we are scored, the goal that George Weah scored, the first goal, the opening goal, and I will describe the goal briefly.
We are over there,
Yes. It was in the
was a free kick.
32nd minute. It was a free kick.
Yeah, free kick.
The goalkeeper caught the ball outside the 18-yard box mistakenly. Okay. It was a pressure ball from Friday Roberts. Friday Roberts and Boy Child, they were in there, but the goalkeeper caught the ball outside the box. So it was a free kick, and the Ghanaian wall was built. And George Weah, because 3 players stood up over the ball. George Weah, Jonathan Subway, and Friday Roberts, they were standing over the ball. All 3 of them moved to the ball together. Everybody expected we had to wrap it over the wall, but instead he wrapped the ball around the wall. The goalkeeper did not shake crazy. The goalkeeper stood still. The crowd yelled.
Cool.
Before the goalkeeper turned around. You know the goal that back turns to Robert's feet? To the scoreboard.
Wow.
Jabbar's goal. Jabbar scored that goal in 89 minutes.
He was 40.
From Pio Bestman kicked the ball.
Yeah.
Long ball. And the ball dropped right before the Ghanaian 18-yard box. The number 4 and the number 5 closing up. They knocking down. They expected the foul. They wanted the foul. But the referee didn't call for the foul.
And Tiba woke up.
Tiba got up.
A 6-year-old boy in Kakata, I started for the TV. I still watch it. I still vividly remember.
They fired him again. The goalkeeper fired that. He was falling.
He was falling and kicking. I still recall. Like we were playing inside all blue top with red numbers.
Puma jersey, blue jersey, red number, V-neck jersey.
V-neck
with white V-neck.
And Pio Bestman didn't have something that tower handkerchief on his head.
Always having the handkerchief on the neck.
Yeah. But he used to live right near us in Kakata and 14 row.
Bestman.
Yeah, he used to live 14 row in Kakata.
I know Yekipa. I know even Yekipa. He went to even B school.
He was a good friend of my mother in the
Pio Bestman.
So, talking about Pio Bestman.
Yeah.
Pop. From memory lens.
Yeah.
Pio, Anthony Tokpa,
Louis
Momo
Creighton.
Blamo,
Louis Creighton, Nathaniel Shambo, Sonny Sear,
John
Tommy
Double.
Songo.
They don't think John Double off. John Double. Yes.
So, who in your mind you think
It's our
current
best
day
goalkeeper.
reality, if we are or the LFA to say like what best
It goes through with how many goals let's concede them. You look at it from the statistical point of view first. So people are not going to see 100 goals, 10 goals, but how many games did they mind for Liberia? You understand me? But in my own honest opinion,
important saves.
in my honest opinion, now these guys are they are all different types of keepers. Let me tell you, I saw Bestman in my time. I saw Bestman. I saw Lucretius Tugba. I saw Bestman. I saw Bob Cooper. Bob Cooper before Bestman.
You saw Soga Wilson?
I saw the late Raymond Moulton. I saw Momo Blamo. I saw Anthony Tugba.
You saw Victor C.
I saw Vegas in the 70s, yeah. But first, let me tell you, there's similarity in goalkeepers. Anthony Tugba and Momo Blamo were same goalkeeper. They were goalkeepers that were positioned. The ball comes straight to them most of the time. Most balls will come directly to them because of the way they position themselves.
They know where to be at the right time.
Yes. Bob Cooper was short. Bob Cooper was 5'8", 5'8", 5'9" most. But Bob Cooper was very tactical, athletic, very athletic. Bob Cooper could be on one end of the post and spring and could parry a ball. He could catch it. Bob Cooper was very athletic. John Double was like Bob Cooper. Raymond Moulton, Zoga Wilson, they are quick.
John Bucky.
If they concede one, their team lose.
John Bucky.
Lone Star or a Barrow or IE.
But always, I'm told, always Soka Wilson gets into the pool. Barrow wins a cup.
He was lucky. Raymond Morton too. But let me tell you something. Benedict Wise, Mama Musa, and there's an honorable mention. Mama Musa, one of the greatest wingers to ever play. Like the man Joe Wiate, number 14. Mama Musa, Benedict Wise, he lives in America now. Benedict Wise said that one game that he went to play in Ghana. And Raymond Morton was the goalkeeper, starting goalkeeper, because the late Sekou Gomela just left for the stage and all the things. So Morton came into the space as number one goalkeeper. And when they got to Accra, the morning of the game, they drove to the stadium to go kick around, to get familiar with the pitch. And while they were driving to the pitch in the bus, when they got to the pitch, they saw almost 20,000 people already in Parayara Stadium, what is it called Accra Sports Stadium before. Over 20,000 people already. The game started 4 o'clock. They're around 8 o'clock in the morning. Is it wrong? What does that? Everybody wrong.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's been a nice conversation. I was so sorry that we did not bring on Hassan Kone, which we are connecting to him, but we couldn't. But let's start with Chris, who can close up, then we can call it a day.
Ben, I think it was a very nice conversation with the old man. It's always good to listen to the old people. You learn more from them. And I think I can sleep in this studio just listening to him narrating, and that's it. And we hope to be here next week to continue what we do for the Liberian people.
We can still bring the old man back another time, but I want to extend heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the old man from Intel Sports. All of us here love you so much. We wish to have you back again. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for having me, Ben. And Chris, I love you guys so much, Ben. You know where we come from. And so I want to thank you all and for the opportunity given me, to talk about the historicity. Historicity, I think it's not even or something like that. Historicity of sports and Liberian football and basketball. Maybe one day we'll talk more about basketball. But today, we cover a whole lot. I want to thank you all for the opportunity.
Which team you play for in Liberia?
Parao. I play for Invincible 11. I retired with Barrow. Yeah.
You are for the UN department?
Yeah, I'm a corner. I play for Green Hornets. Yeah. I play for Uhuru Kings. And
you're chasing them out?
I have a 4 championship under my belt. So yeah. I win all the BBO. Yeah.
We'll come back. We'll talk more about basketball. We'll talk about career in particular.
Is he looking at me? He won't put guy in the fire. Thank you very much.
Let me say thank you so much. Let me say thanks to all the guys that work this out in the production room with us, Malva, BM Camera, Tio, We Apply. People are doing a magnificent job. Until then, always remember, Sports Talk, Intel Sports.